Laughter is a language understood by all, and when it comes to the masters of mischief, dogs, every year delivers a fresh collection of hilarious mishaps that remind us why we adore these furry companions. The year 2025 was no different. Across living rooms, backyards, and parks worldwide, canine comedians of every size and shape provided unforgettable antics that had owners and the internet howling with delight. Let's journey through some of the funniest, most endearing dog fails, each one proof that a little clumsiness can go a long way toward heartwarming entertainment. Imagine a golden retriever named Max living his best life in the suburbs. One sunny afternoon, his favorite squeaky toy rolls beneath a couch. Max assumes the classic canine Mission Impossible posture, head lowered, paws out front, bottom in the air, and attempts to retrieve his prize. Nose nudging, one determined paw after another, he wiggles further and further until, with a sudden thump, he slides all the way under. For a moment, only the wagging tail gives away his location. Eventually, all you see are two back paws sticking out, helplessly paddling. When Max finally emerges, toy triumphantly in mouth, his fur is decorated with dust bunnies, earning him the new nickname, Vacuum Cleaner on Paws. Then there's Luna, a sprightly border collie obsessed with frisbees. Normally, her agility is unmatched, but one spring morning, as a low-flying frisbee soars toward her, Luna gets her timing just wrong. She leaps gracefully, except a slippery patch of grass has other plans. Her feet fly out from under her, and she lands, not so gracefully, rump first on the lawn. But Luna bounces up, tail wagging, not a trace of embarrassment, just a canine grin that says she's ready for round two. 2025 also brought unlikely pairings, like Moose, a dignified Great Dane, and his much smaller companion, Peanut the Chihuahua. Their favorite pastime? Staircase shenanigans. On one epic afternoon, Moose decides to ascend in a single, lumbering bound, but midway, he's distracted by Peanut zipping between his legs. Chaos ensues. Moose loses his balance, Peanut scurries and yips, and the whole duo ends up in a furry tangle at the bottom, a theatrical flop that ends with tail wags and mutual face licks, proving that even the biggest can tumble down to meet the littlest in laughter. Of course, no year of dog fails is complete without poolside bloopers. Take Daisy, a Labrador with an undying love for fetch and an equally undying aversion to swimming. As her family tosses a bright tennis ball into the shallow end, Daisy braces herself, aiming to retrieve it without actually getting wet. She lunges, stretching farther, tongue straining, the ball just out of reach. Suddenly, gravity wins. With a surprised sploosh, Daisy flops into the pool amid a cascade of bubbles. But as she emerges, ball in mouth, ears plastered back, and tail cutting happy arcs through the water, it's clear that Daisy's spirit can't be dampened, not even by a full-body soak. Inside the house, dog fails take on their own unique flavor. Dogs have an uncanny knack for transforming simple obstacles into comedy gold. Take Winston, a beagle with a bottomless stomach, who spies a forbidden treat perched upon the kitchen counter. With a calculated leap, Winston manages to snag the edge with his paws, only to send a cascade of flour canisters tumbling down. In the aftermath, Winston perches atop the mess, a living, breathing powdered donut, chocolate chip cookie clamped proudly in his mouth. It's moments like these that inspire equal parts exasperation and laughter. After all, who could possibly stay mad at a face like Winston's? Moving from kitchens to couches, the struggle of dogs versus furniture is timeless. Consider Bella, the plucky dachshund convinced she's destined for the top of the recliner. She takes a bold running start, scrambling with tiny legs, ears flapping wildly, only to slide back down in slow motion. Undeterred, Bella tries again and again, determined to conquer her Everest. By her 10th attempt, she's earned a small pile of encouragement treats from her audience, as well as an impromptu lift to the summit, where she promptly falls asleep, victorious. Sometimes, the hilarity unfolds outdoors, where the world is a canine's playground, and every squirrel a nemesis. In one park, a group of pups gathers for an unofficial game of tag. Charlie, an exuberant shepherd mix, spots a squirrel, actually just a mischievous leaf, and launches into a full-speed chase. As he rounds a bend, his back legs overtake his front, sending him tumbling tail over ears into a patch of mud. Covered in earthy camouflage, but utterly unfazed, Charlie resumes the hunt, now leaving muddy paw prints as far as the eye can see. Canine curiosity is often their undoing, and our endless supply of joy. Take Gizmo, a clever pug who loves to investigate. One afternoon, Gizmo discovers the family's new robotic vacuum cleaner. Fascinated, he circles, approaching with cautious sniffs, barking as it whirs to life. Suddenly, he pounces, only for the robot to spin around and begin chasing him instead. For several hilarious minutes, man and machine engage in a dance throughout the living room, until Gizmo finally claims refuge atop the couch, peering over the armrest and issuing suspicious growls at his mechanical adversary. Many dog fails of 2025 revolved around the weather. Snow days brought their own brand of frosty fun, especially for puppies experiencing winter for the first time. Finn, a young Malamute, greeted his first snowfall with boundless energy. He chased snowflakes, snapped at the air, and most memorably, attempted to catch an icicle on a low branch. As he leapt and batted at the icy prize, the branch finally gave way, dumping a heap of powder directly onto his back. Finn shook and snorted, then pounced happily into the next drift, as if the snow ambush had been part of his master plan all along. Rainy days delivered wet, slippy scenes. Maggie, the dignified poodle, insisted on her afternoon stroll despite a torrential downpour. With dainty, deliberate steps, she navigated puddles, until one hidden pothole swallowed her paw and deposited her rump first into cold water. Her look of soggy betrayal toward her owner was matched only by her determination to find every dry patch of sidewalk thereafter. Some of the funniest fails involved costumes, a perennial source of viral joy. Whether it was Halloween, a birthday, or an ordinary Tuesday, dogs everywhere donned hats, capes, and the occasional lion's mane. But for every photogenic pose, there was a moment of comedic chaos. Marley, a Jack Russell dressed as a bumblebee, managed to wriggle one wing askew, then got spun around in pursuit of his own stinger. Watching Marley try and fail to catch the bee part of his own costume was pure slapstick magic, finished off with a victorious roll that left him just a little less yellow, but twice as happy. Let's not forget the classic door-dashing fails. Rufus, a hefty bulldog with dreams of speed, hears the distant jingle of the mail carrier and surges forward, paws scrabbling on slick tile. He barrels forward and slides right past the open door, spinning to a halt in a patch of sunlight, bewildered but content with the unexpected detour. The mail remains unguarded, but Rufus is unbothered, his short sprint more than enough excitement for the morning. Zoomies, that canine art of sudden, joyful sprints, also delivered priceless pratfalls. During one unforgettable sunset at the dog park, Stella, a whippet with boundless energy, started her customary zoomies at full tilt. As she curved around trees and benches, a rogue stick caught her attention, and just as quickly, her paw caught the stick. What followed was a spectacular airborne somersault, a soft landing in the grass, and 5 seconds of stunned stillness before Stella leaped up to resume her sprint, tail wagging as if nothing out of the ordinary had happened. Some fails were less about movement and more about mischief. Milo, the ever-hungry lab, found himself alone with an uncapped jar of peanut butter. In his eagerness, he ended up with his entire snout stuck in the jar. Wild-eyed and bewildered, he paraded through the house, occasionally bumping into door frames, until his family came to the rescue, peanut butter licked clean, dignity slightly less so, and what dog fail montage would be complete without the puppy pile? At a family reunion, 6 exuberant siblings reunited for the first time since finding their forever homes. As they tumbled and yipped in the backyard, one puppy at the bottom of the heap suddenly shot up, sending the others tumbling in a domino-like cascade. A moment of stunned silence was quickly replaced by a collective scramble back into the pile, reinforcing that together, even their blunders are cause for celebration. Through all these moments, one thing remains clear. Dogs live in the present, unburdened by embarrassment, always ready to turn a small mishap into a big adventure. Their endearing fails bring us together, reminding us that it's okay to laugh at life's little stumbles and that happiness is often found in the unplanned. So, here's to the four-legged comedians of 2025. Thank you for every topple, tumble, and joyous misadventure. Keep wagging, and we'll keep laughing.